All my horror fans, listen up. There is a good horror movie on Netflix. That's right, you heard me right. If you're watching this video right now today, early December, there is a good horror movie on Netflix. The Conference. It's a Nordic horror comedy, and it's damn good. It's really good. I just watched it. I had a blast. So if you haven't seen it, stop watching this video. Go watch the movie right now. If you need a little bit more convincing, you can stay and watch because I'm going to keep it spoiler free for the first few minutes until I can resist no more, and then we'll get into a full spoiler breakdown of this movie because I got to talk about it. But again, if you haven't seen the movie and you need some more convincing, you can continue to watch. But I am going to get into spoilers eventually, but I will give you fair warning. But let's get into it. The Conference is the story of the Colorangan staff who are opening a shopping center, shopping mall in a very sort of underdeveloped rural area, and they don't want them there. And they've protested it, but they're coming in anyway, and they're about to break ground the next day. So they're coming in to do some professional development training at this sort of holiday village. And when they arrive, we're introduced to the staff there. Jenny, who's the main girl in charge. We have Roger, he's sort of her second in command and the handyman of sorts. We also have Cleo, the exercise lady. She's the leader of the team building exercises. They don't really like her too much. And then Carl, who's the chef, sort of immediately dismissed, kind of set up as a red herring. You know, we'll see what happens with that when you watch the movie. I won't go any more into that, but, you know, the movie's not very subtle, but I appreciate that. So don't come into this expecting a whole lot of twists and turns. It's pretty straightforward, but it's so well done. And you sprinkle in the comedic elements, the fact that this movie can actually scare you and then make you laugh at the same moment. There's a sequence in this movie where I honestly didn't know how I felt because I'm laughing and then I'm legitimately scared. There's one of the most tense few moments that I've seen on film in quite some time. It's all about atmosphere and execution. There's not a ton of gore. When there is gore, it's well done, it's well placed, it works. Everything in this movie works so well. And it's a testament to how you can make a horror movie without cramming a bunch of silliness. The jokes work, the comedic moments work, the horror works. So this is like, Shaun of the Dead and Friday the 13th meet Office Space. There are actual moments of tension, office tension. So it's interesting. If you ever worked in an office or really had a job where you were with other people, we hit a lot of those archetypes, those people that we're going to be like, you're going to roll your eyes at every time they speak, and then the folks that you genuinely get behind. And it's a lot of fun. The ride is a lot of fun. I cannot recommend this movie enough. Trust me, if you like dark comedy, dry humor, and a really just, again, I can't overstate it. You're not going to show up and just laugh. There's going to be moments that you feel tension, a little bit of tension, even if you're, a horror pro. There was a moment in this movie, and I hope everybody that has seen the movie knows what I'm talking about. Very, very well done. Again, perfect sequence. So I'm going to go ahead and get into spoilers now, but before I do, again, final spoiler-free words, I'm going to give the movie an 8.5, maybe even a 9. I'm going to give it another watch to make sure that holds, but right now it's feeling like an 8.5, 9. I mean, it's damn near a perfect horror comedy, so I cannot recommend it enough. I had such a good time. Be open-minded because it's a Nordic, Swedish horror film, and unlike Train to Busan, where you hear their native language and you have to read subtitles, which I probably would have preferred, in this one you have to deal with dubbing, and it's a little jarring at first, but you do get used to it. And by the end of not even by the end, by 15-20 minutes in, I didn't care anymore. And it's a testament to the actors and actresses, because when you take their voice away, the way they have to do other things to really get their point across. And what I mean by them on set, obviously we're hearing a voice, but it's not theirs. And if it is, bravo to them for doing double duty, but it's not synced up. So they have to do a little bit more, I feel like, physical acting to get some of the emotions across, and it's beautifully done. So again, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Go see it, go watch it right now, and then come back and watch the remainder of this video where we break down all the spoilers. So this is your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave me right here. We'll see you later. Let's go ahead and talk about our killer first, Sodus. The face you see right here. It really works really well. I mean, when we're first introduced to him, he just kind of looks like a hiker, and he kills, I believe, 1 or 2 people before he actually gets the hat on. And when he gets the hat on, that's the sequence I was talking about. That's one of the best things I've ever seen, because literally the scene where he gets the hat is really cool. The music, the atmosphere is building, and then you cut to Jenny looking around for all of the staff that have been gone missing, and that's a really funny moment. And then she goes downstairs, and it literally, like, the atmosphere, the moment changes, and she realizes somebody's sort of broken in and damaged the router and whatnot. And then when she sees, or actually hears, the door opening and looks up and sees the face, just, the little bit of face creeping out through the door, and they just kind of, what everybody in that scenario would probably do, just kind of freezes and hopes to God that it doesn't see, and then boom, jump scare. One of the best executed jump scare moments that I've seen in quite some time. I won't say ever, because I need to go back and look at a lot more. It's been a while since I've seen some of the older movies, but recent stuff, this is as good as it gets. Absolutely 100% as good as it gets. And then we get a cut back with her struggle while they're doing some team building. Again, beautifully shot scene. And then the kill. He bonks her on the fucking head with a pan, which, again, another little comedic moment before he savagely beats the fuck out of her. Like, the movie just jumps back and forth, but it's so well done. It's not jarring. You don't feel like you don't know how you're supposed to feel. You know that you're supposed to feel bad for Jenny, but you're laughing at the situation because it's a horror comedy, and it's done the way that horror comedies are supposed to be done. That was a standout scene for me, one of the standout sequences. He's memorable. He's menacing. He's violent. He's inventive. The way that he goes about, like, sabotaging and setting up booby traps, it's brilliant. It's almost like a little bit of Kevin McAllister, a little Home Alone, like, you guys are coming into my home and messing with me, and I'm going to take you out. So you end up, the more you find out about the plot, I use the plot loosely because, I mean, there is a story, so to speak, but it's really, again, I told you, there's not layers here. Don't come to this movie, if you're looking for layers, because there's no layers. It's pretty straightforward. They stole this guy's land, essentially. They didn't compensate him for it, so he killed himself, this farmer, and then his son is coming for revenge. I mean, I pegged that pretty early. It does not matter, because he's not the villain. He's not the villain. He's here to give us some awesome carnage candy, some awesome moments, some awesome scares, but Ingela and Jonas are the villains of this movie. So the fact that when he's finally dispatched at the end of the movie, we get our awesome chase, our awesome kills, and then he's put down in fairly satisfying fashion. But then we get our fake out, but it's not him coming back to life. It's Jonas, who, again, I knew wasn't dead when he flipped over the handlebars and fell in the water. So I knew he was still alive. And when he springs back and attacks Lena, that was that was your killer coming back to life, but not because they were doing it in that. Here's our real villain, okay? Here is our real villain. The other villain has already been dispatched in one of the best kills of the movie. I love how Ingela gets strung up on display. They set up the fireworks. I felt like literally just so we could get that moment where the fireworks were going off with her body there, as well as the cut to the next morning with her body there. I think I loved it. Again, I can't believe I'm laughing about a woman hanging by her neck from a flagpole, but they make her so detestable. They make Jonas so detestable that when he finally gets, his comeuppance, man, beautiful, beautiful done. Lena's one of the smartest final girls we've ever had. I don't think she's ever, I can't think of a single thing she did that was, standard carbon copy, stupid final girl stuff. Like, she was pretty calculated through most of the movie. She was seeing through all the bullshit. She was seeing through all of Jonas's gaslighting. The kills in this movie are extremely well done. I enjoyed Cleo's. Cleo's was quick. It was brutal. You don't see a lot except for her spitting out some teeth and a lot of blood, but it was very well done. Of course, the machete kill through the back was really well done. Kai got in the hot tub. Man, I didn't want that dude to die until the zipline scene, the chicken zipline scene where he was acting like a dickhead. But when that happened, I was like, man, you're insufferable. You can go. And then not long thereafter, he gets. That was a good one too. There were a couple really awesome kills. I mentioned earlier the zip line with they were trying to get away, Alina and I believe it's Amir. They're trying to get away on the zip line, and then Amir notices that there are it's been again booby trapped. There are spikes sticking out of the landing pad, so he sort of flips himself. He takes the brunt of it. Lena still gets a shot because I mean how could you not? It's a miracle she didn't get plot armor that she didn't get killed. But so there's a lot of really great moments. I also like Jonas getting scalped for the most part, and then the funny that the lady that was stitching all the time, stitches him back up, and then she ends up getting freaking sickled in the head, and then you just see her walking around singing that song. There's so many funny jokes, Nadia having a more violent reaction to their phones being destroyed than finding Jenny's body. Now, I know I said this movie is fairly straightforward, and it is. It has a straightforward plot. You're going to figure it out pretty quick. You're going to figure out who the killer is pretty quick, but it's inventive in ways that work really well for this movie. For instance, one of the standout moments for me was Nadia's fake blackout death that turned out that she had wounded the killer and gotten away. She gets away, so they definitely shot and then cut away and made that seem like she had just gotten killed. In a normal horror movie, that would have been what happened, was she got off. But this one, they kind of subverted expectations a little bit. And I'm okay with that, in that moment, because it was a cool moment. But they don't, half-handedly make the killer one of the, staff, and it wouldn't have made any sense because we're constantly seeing them all. But they're like, oh, what a twist, So I appreciate how straightforward the movie is. It's a straightforward horror slasher comedy. A true slasher comedy. I had a blast. Highly recommend it. If you loved it, comment down below. Let me know what your favorite kill was, what your favorite moment was, who was your favorite character. And please like and subscribe, share. If you like what I do, if you like my videos, if you're watching, please share. I am this close to getting monetized, and it would really, really help me out to get a little bit of return for all the time that I'm putting into this. So that's all I ask. Please just like. If you can subscribe if you haven't already, it just takes a few minutes. Really helps me out. I'm so close again. I have the watch time. I just need the subscribers. I need the eyes, guys. Please, if you know anybody that loves horror content, I'm really going to start releasing primarily horror content with some superhero stuff and some other content, sprinkled in, but primarily horror content reviews, gems like this, movies that need to be, highlighted, movies that I know I'm not the only person singing this movie's praise. Apparently, it's. I can't believe I missed it. It came out in October, Friday the 13th, I believe, and it was incredible. I was at the beach at that time, so maybe that's why. But love it, love it, love it. Love you guys. Be good people. Be good to each other. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.